Hello. Hello, family. That's a little weird that people say that. What's up, fam? How are you guys doing today? Have you seen the latest news? No, I'm here to give it to you. I'll give you guys some videos and stuff. Just what you came for. Very exciting show. There's a big fight in Senate today over 9/11. It was kind of weird. I'll show you that. We have new details in the shooting, including a released picture of the guy without a face mask on. So we'll get you up to date on that. And then some things that were written on the bullets, which seemed to a lot of people to express motive. So I'll show you guys that too. Then we have Pete Hegseth. Oh, there was an earthquake in California today. I have video of it. There's an earthquake in California, a tsunami warning. I was thinking about going to the beach, do a live stream, but the tsunami didn't come, unfortunately. California is still here, but there was a chance that some of it was going to get washed into the ocean today. So we have that. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, look at that. I have video. Thank God for community notes. The community notes tell me it's not video of the California earthquake. Okay, that's good to know. Community notes is good. It's really all you need. I think Elon Musk has done a pretty good job with Twitter, showing that free speech with like tools doesn't necessarily have to contain misinformation, because if there's misinformation, people just correct it. And governments can correct it if something's misinformation. No reason they can't. So yes, Bitcoin hit $100,000 yesterday, December 4th. Today's Thursday, December 5th. Do you know where your Bitcoin are? It dumped all the way down to like 92.5 or something. Crazy. So now it's at 96.5, but it went up to 103 last night. I popped my champagne. So I have a few videos about that. Yeah, 100K Bitcoin. It's a milestone. It just, if you think about it, I started looking at crypto buying it in 2017, and Bitcoin was around $1,000. I remember it like topped out at 1,200 or something, and I was buying Litecoin instead of Bitcoin. Bought $1,000 in 2017, and it's 7 years later, almost 8 years later, and it's 100K. 100x is pretty good for people who got into it. So, and you can do it too. You just have to buy it and wait. That's all. It teaches you patience. So I'll give you guys some Bitcoin videos. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I have that. I have the picture of the guy. Okay, I got that. I got some guy on hidden camera talking about giving away money. I'm going to give you all this stuff about Pete Hegseth. I don't think he's going to make it. They say he was drunk all the time. And then there is some like sexual assault claim, but I don't think that's borne out by the facts. But apparently he did used to drink more. He says he's redemption story. I'll show it to you. Oh, Tucker Carlson went to Russia again and is talking to Sergei Lavrov. He just posted that interview. I have a clip from it. So Russian stooge Tucker Carlson is once again in Russia, and he's talking to the foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, about like ending the war and stuff. So I'm going to play you that. I'll play you a clip of that that I have already. Bernie Sanders supports DOGE. The DOGE guys went in for a meeting today. The DOGE guys went into the House of Congress and stuff and met with people today. And there were some comments afterwards. People are skeptical that DOGE is going to get things done. There's also a report that came out that said like something like 94% of government workers don't go to work. that apparently just came out. So they're just paid to sit out. I bet they don't do any work. So that's it's really crazy how the government spends money. So I hope Doge can do something about it. We'll see. We are either on the cusp of a revolution or something else. Maybe a golden age of prosperity, especially if we adopt Bitcoin. If we adopt Bitcoin, then we can dominate the world. We could actually dominate the world for the next billion years just by printing money to buy Bitcoin or selling all our gold to buy Bitcoin. We would take over the world, actually. Everybody would be like, oh my God. So we probably should do that. All right, I'll show you. I celebrated yesterday. I had an Instagram post ready for 100K. And I had my bottle of champagne ready. I popped it yesterday.
Hey everybody, Bitcoin just reached up to $100,000 United States currency, and one Bitcoin is now $100,000 US currency. For breakdown.
Okay, cue musical intro.
Everybody!
Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. I bring you the news, the real news. Something like the real news. Yeah, actually, I should say, if you've been tuned into me and listening to me, I've been telling you about Bitcoin. I have been for years. Even when it went back down to like 16K, I was still talking about it then. So if you had listened and had accumulated some, you'd be happy with me. Hopefully there are some people out there who are. So here's another video about it, and then we'll get into the news. I'll show you news. Okay, you ready? Here's another 100K video.
All your models are destroyed. Bitcoin goes to the moon.
I just told people I wanted a pizza and I want to pay with Bitcoin. I want to give you Bitcoin and you give me pizza.
We have the dollar, Japan has the yen, and the internet, it has the Bitcoin.
This one time, Bitcoin went from 6 cents all the way to 36 cents, and then it crashed down to 21 cents.
I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high. It's ridiculous.
Bitcoin was created about 3 years ago, kind of flew under the radar. Now it's starting to actually gain some traction.
If you've been following the news lately, then you've probably heard of Bitcoins. What are Bitcoins?
It's just going to be very interesting to see just how much this catches on. It just sounds so silly, but maybe it's not.
Bitcoin today soaring to nearly $1,050. Should we continue to cover Bitcoin? And the answer is sadly no. So today we're having a funeral for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin at $20,000 is up $3,000 up.
Bitcoin is worthless artificial gold.
I would short it if there was an easy way to do it.
Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero.
A single coin has achieved $69,002.
I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. What's the second best? There is no second best. Every Bitcoin you don't buy is going to cost you $13 million, my friend.
$13
it's going up
million.
Forever more.
Oh yeah, that's what he says. You have to get in it. There's like Bitcoin mantras. One of them is that it's going up forever, Laura, because he said that in an interview. Forever. Crazy, if that's possible. But who cares about money, right? Like, who cares? Right? Oh, give me super chats. Oh, here, I was going to set this up. I'll set a goal. Sorry. Hold on. I'll set a goal. 5 super chats, $5 or more. Now I'll give you guys an hour. I don't think I didn't get any yesterday. We had our biggest episode ever talking about aliens, but I'm not a sucker, so I haven't titled every video since then about aliens, but I still am going to show you some alien stuff today. Okay, let's talk about the shooting. I have a little bit. I don't know what the latest is. I'm sure, I'm pretty sure by now they must know who the freaking guy is. Anyway, the bullets or the bullet casings or something had written on them, deny, defend, or there were 3 bullets. One said deny, one said defend, and one said depose. Internet denizens have pointed out that those words are very close to the words on this book, which is about health insurance companies, called delay, deny, defend. What did he say? Deny, defend, depose. So depose might have been his own little play on words or something. Anyway, the subtitle of this book is Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. Okay. So that leads you to believe, if it's not like a false flag or something, I mean, you know what I mean? But if it's totally for real, I don't even know if I can say it. It used to be if you said that, the AI would get you. But I'm just saying, unless it's some kind of weird psyop, I could say psyop, then you would be led to believe that the guy did it because he was mad at the insurance company for denying claims. Seems like, right? That's the simple explanation. So updates on the, it's too bad I can't show you the video, but because of the violence, and then everybody says unalive. The unaliving scene. The guy, people are arguing whether some guy yesterday was like, oh yeah, that was a hit. And the guy looked really experienced, but some other analysis now says that he wasn't that experienced. It didn't seem like a hitman, that he did a number of things that a professional would not have done. One of the things being that he shot him from kind of long range, and that a true professional would have just walked up to him, popped him in the skull, and, one shot. Right. And then also he shot the guy in the leg, which, yeah, you wouldn't think a professional would just totally, he shot him in the leg with one of the shots, which was weird. So they're saying maybe he wasn't a professional. However, he seemed ready to clear the jam on his gun. Anyway, so there's mixed feelings, mixed analysis. Some people said hit. Now some people are saying, oh yeah, well, it was a targeted murder, unaliving. People say that because they say the algorithm that you can't say killed or death. I don't know how much that's true, but it is weird that it affects the way people talk. And now they say something stupid like unaliving. We just got used to it. Okay, so not clear. Okay, here's the picture that the NYPD released. Full face of the murder suspect. And it is unclear where he is, it looks like. And it's unclear when it is, because he's wearing hard to tell. I'm looking at the picture of him in the shooting. The jacket does look a similar color. So maybe there were those other pictures too. which I don't have now. But there it is. His whole face looks like a young guy smiling. He was staying at a hostel, apparently. So they found that out. They found out he was staying at a hostel. They haven't released his name. But you have to think they know who he is, right? I mean, once they release his face out there, somebody's going to recognize him. So they probably know who he is now, and they're just not saying it because maybe they don't want him to know that they know or something. But I'm guessing, it's a pretty clear picture. So some young white guy for the podcast, like a young white guy, kind of attractive maybe, or, not like, slim, and I'm not gay, no homo. But anyway, that's how to describe him, maybe. And he's smiling in the picture, and he has his mask pulled down. So that's it. Now, yesterday, what's the other news on this? Yesterday, they said he got off on a e-city bike, which has like tracking and stuff. And now they're saying it might have been his own e-bike, unbranded e-bike. So now they're saying that it wasn't the city e-bike, which was weird because they can be tracked. So they say he was last seen in Central Park. So there you go. That's the story so far. He still is on the loose, apparently, unless I just haven't seen the update yet. But as of like today, most of the day, he had not been caught as far as we know. So that could happen anytime. Could happen during our show. And then people will be searching his social media, finding out. But a lot of people don't feel bad. So like one of the themes that's coming out since the unaliving is that people hate healthcare companies, particularly this one, apparently, because it denies coverage for lots of stuff. So apparently this company in particular is known for being jerks and not paying out claims. So people don't like them or feel bad for them. Some people. So that has come out. So anyway, and it could be a whole thing now. They're going to say CEOs need to have security. It reminds me, like, I don't know what Elon Musk's security is, but I hope it's really good. I hope it's like Secret Service level, because I would just think people would want to kill him, because people are crazy. Some people, and this guy, I guess, was mad at the help. Maybe that's what we're maybe believing. People are saying it's a lady. People are saying it's a trans man or a female person of interest. I don't think so. It's got kind of like a prominent nose, and it looks like, although it's hard to say for sure, it looks like big eyebrows, like masculine looking eyebrows. I think he has a fairly masculine chin. That'd be a pretty big chin for a chick, I would say. So I'm trying to, transvestigations are super important always, but I'd say it's probably male. Dental misorder says there's a different image of the male suspect. Okay, let's see. I'll search the pictures to show the other pictures from the Starbucks. The other pictures are from Starbucks, apparently. Okay, so what should I say? Shooter. Oops. Shooter pictures. Let's see if that comes up. Oh, there's another one. That's interesting. Here, I'll show you. Here. So there's another picture of him, and it looks very similar, of him in the hoodie. Same floor and everything. But people are saying, so that's another, and then these are the original images where the hoodie does look different, And the backpack looks different too. So it looks like, well, see, that hoodie looks the same on the right here. And maybe the other one, the picture is just a little sepia toned or something. Don't know. It looks like the same jacket, just different colors. And then the backpack in this one picture has a black strap. And then here clearly has these it's kind of like beige, light colored. I wonder what do you have in there? Yeah, those are the original pictures that came out. People are saying that that picture is female, but it doesn't look female to me. Not to me. Different backpack strap is correct. Yeah, he's got a black backpack strap. The other one. So you're saying it's not really him? You guys think that the pictures they released are of a different person? Maybe. Well, somebody recognized him for sure. If they don't know who he is by now, I don't know. I don't know anything, I guess. So you must have called him. So you would definitely be able to identify somebody from that picture. So that's him, still on the run, apparently. And maybe killed the guy because of healthcare coverage. So Tina Smith says now it feels like a psyop. Yeah, it does kind of. It does kind of. But, yeah, who knows? Oh, his wife said that there might have been threats from people who might have been denied coverage, she said, apparently, to NBC, I think. So that's the story. All right, then let's see what else I have for you guys. What do you want to hear about? Oh, there was a protest. I'll just play this. Hold on. Okay, cool. All right, I'll show you this. This is so transgender women aren't allowed to use the women's restroom in the Senate, I think, by rule. And they just took over the freaking restroom. I think it's a bunch of men took over the ladies' restroom. You won't. Here, I'll show you.
Our bodies are no debate. Our bodies are no debate. Speaker Johnson, Nancy Mace. Our bodies are no debate. Our bodies are no debate. Speaker Johnson, Nancy Mace. Our bodies are no debate. Speaker Johnson, Nancy Mace.
Flush bathroom bigotry. And then there you go. So that's what we're gonna have to deal with. Bathroom protests. Oh, this is good. I have John Fetterman might be my favorite. Who's your favorite Democrat? That's a difficult question. Might be John Fetterman for me. He's kind of funny. Oh, I kind of like AOC a little bit too, even though she's insane. There is something I like about her. Just because she kind of, I don't know what it is. She's kind of more real than some of the other Democrats. Same thing with Fetterman. So Fetterman went on The View to talk about the pardon. Okay. So, and this is what he's had to say, which I'm sure was very upsetting to The View hosts. So I'll play that.
It is his son, after all, and people do have sympathy for that. But a lot of people are angry with him about it. What do you say?
Oh, well, I think it's undeniable that the case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated, but I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump that was political as well too. Now it's that, and in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate, and I really think collectively, America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases, and we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized against our political opponents. And it's very clear both trials were politically motivated and weaponized that on the other side.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial. And now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful calling it like, now he's a convicted felon and those things. And now for our party, we were talking about criminal justice and we are now talking about second chances. And now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And now clearly, again, both of those trails, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump, that was politically motivated. And those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could realize that they could weaponize that.
Senator, many of Trump's.
There you go. So that's Fetterman saying it maybe was political on Joe Biden too. Like they had to feel like maybe they did it just to show they were being fair or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care that they pardoned him or that Joe Biden pardoned him, really. I mean, he was a criminal. He probably did worse. I don't know. But Trump, he said Trump should also be pardoned. That's what Fetterman said. So, yeah, Fetterman's okay. He'd be a good Democrat. It'd be funny if he ran for president. That would be funny. Maybe he will. Along with AOC, actually. She's going to be old enough. Oh, along with David Hall. He was doing the news circuit today. All right, here we go. Tsunami still trending. There was no tsunami. Okay, here's here's Joy Reid regarding pardons, I guess. Okay, let's see.
The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices. I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned them. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like pardon more. The presidential pardon was
more. Well, he is gonna. The one I forgot about. They say he was thinking about pardoning Liz Cheney, Dr. Fauci, and Adam Schiff, my senator from California. My God. So Adam Schiff was the other one that I couldn't remember yesterday. So they are thinking about apparently pardoning those people because the crazies are coming, supposedly, they're going to go after him, but they'd still go after Biden if he doesn't pardon himself. So we'll see. He's kind of old though, right? All right. All right. I'll give you the Pete Hegseth update. I don't think he's going to make it. They're already talking about new people. They're talking about Ron DeSantis for Secretary of Defense. But Pete Hegseth, yeah, there were stories about him drinking, showing up to work, like right before showtime, smelling like alcohol from the night before. Apparently liked to drink. And people said he wasn't that professional because of it. But he still showed up for his show and everything. He just added. So people from Fox News apparently spoke out about him, Pete Hegseth. So yeah, I don't care about him that much. I'm sure they can get somebody else good in there probably. But yeah, he's still in the fight. This is him on Megyn Kelly, Nicole Brown Simpson.
How's it going with Trump right now? Is he so far standing by you, and have you spoken to him?
Two things he said to me when I left his office when he chose me was, you're going to need to be tough as shit. You're going to need to be tough as shit. But he paused again as I was walking away and said, but you're the man for this moment. I chose you because you're the guy that's going to put the war fighters first. We haven't had that. We need a guy that's kicked down doors and understands the consequences of war and why us deterring war, fighting it, and winning it is important. But ultimately, he reiterated the same thing this morning. Hey, Pete, I got your back. It's a fight. They're coming after you. Get after it.
There you go.
How's it going?
That's the clip of him on Megyn Kelly. And then here he was being interviewed in the halls. But do you guys like him? And then they're saying Tulsi's not going to make it. Apparently. That would be bad. Here's Hegseth.
On the issue of alcohol.
We've had great conversations about who I am and what I believe, and frankly, the man I am today, because of my faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and my incredible wife, Jenny, right here. I'm a different man than I was years ago, and that's a redemption story that I think a lot of Americans appreciate, and I know from fellow vets that I've spent time with, they resonate with that as well. You fight, you go do tough things in tough places on behalf of your country, and sometimes that changes you a little bit. And by the grace of God and my Lord and Savior, I had an opportunity to come on up out of it and do great things with great veterans organizations that fought for vets, that fought for reform at the VA and for war fighters, and at the Fox News Channel to advocate for those very same causes. And I'm proud of what I fought for. I'm not going to back down from them one bit. I will answer all of these senators' questions, but this will not be a process tried in the media. I don't answer to anyone in this group, none of you, not to that camera at all. I answer to President Trump, who received 76 million votes on behalf and a mandate for change. I answer to the 100 senators who are part of this process and those in the committee. And I answer to my Lord and Savior and my wife and my family. I'm proud to be here. And as long as Donald Trump wants me in this fight, I'm going to be standing right here in this fight, fighting to bring our Pentagon back to what it needs to be.
What have your conversations? There you go. So that's Pete Hegseth saying he's going to fight still. So I'm hearing different things, though. I'm hearing that any second he could get pulled because there are too many senators that say they're not going to vote for him, probably. Or he'd have to go through a hearing, and it would be kind of like, it would probably be dragged out. That's the only thing. He could appoint other people who would get approved right away, who might still be okay. But anyway, that's Pete Hegseth. He's still fighting for his nomination. And then Kash Patel, this is a supercut of the media on Kash Patel. They're really scared of him, but they say he's going to get through, probably. So let me give you that. This is the media supercut of how they feel about Kash.
Donald Trump is now apparently considering appointing loyalist Kash Patel to the position of FBI director. How dangerous might this be?
Kash Patel, who's a total bomb thrower, MAGA person.
I suppose if we still had the ability to be shocked, it's shocking.
Who is this man, and why did so many top officials fear him?
It's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI and also for the nation.
There have been some concerns voiced by John Bolton.
He believes in nothing except serving Donald Trump.
Patel is a MAGA loyalist known for his extreme rhetoric.
Patel has promised to go after journalists, among others, and more or less dismantle the agency.
Putting someone like Kash Patel in the position of director of the FBI is, I believe, extremely, extremely dangerous.
The most dangerous nominee that we've seen yet to our democracy.
I think he's not a distraction. I think this is actually one of the dangerous ones that we need to be paying attention to.
It's dangerous to put someone like this in charge.
People called Patel dangerous.
How dangerous is that?
Deeply dangerous.
Extraordinarily dangerous.
And this is a very dangerous moment.
Patel is facing criticism for a lack of experience.
He has indeed, as you note, no qualifications.
Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job.
Kash Patel, who has absolutely no business being the director of the FBI.
There is no ideology. There's no agenda here other than retribution.
Singularly focused on exacting revenge.
He has talked about targeting people to go after journalists, to go after political critics.
You have the makings of, a not so slow motion authoritarian takeover of the United States government. And people ought to be really concerned about this.
There you go. All right. So that's the stress over Patel, who has said he would go after the media too, which I hope they don't go after like everybody. Going after the media is kind of extreme, I think. So we'll see what he actually does when he gets in there. I don't know if they're going to abolish the FBI. Patel said that they would close down the Hoover building and turn it into a museum of the deep state. He said he would do that on his first day, I think. So they're scared of him. They don't like him. All right. Elon Musk is optimistic. And anyway, Elon Musk and DOGE went to Congress today. And this is him speaking sometime recently about his optimism and stuff. Oh, and how he's the George Soros of the right. Okay, so we'll play that.
Well, listen, I guess someone's got to be the George Soros of the right. I mean, I'd call myself George Soros of the center, I think. We obviously need to have just the basics. As President Trump rightly said, what we need is the restoration of common sense. We want safe cities. We want secure borders, sensible spending, freedom of speech, respect for the Constitution. Anyway, so if that's George Soros of the right, that's me, okay? I'm incredibly excited about the future. The public has given us a mandate that could not be more clear. It's the clearest mandate. Winning the popular vote clearly, the House, the Senate, the Electoral College by a mile, a majority of governorships, majority of House legislatures, all Republican. The people have spoken. The people want change. And we're going to give it to them. They will get what they asked for. I think this is going to be the most transformative presidency, perhaps since the founding of the country. And President Trump is picking the cabinet to do it. You can see the choices are people who are actually going to make change. It's not going to be business as usual. We're going to shake things up. It's going to be a revolution. And we're headed towards, I think, a fantastic future. I'm super excited. I look forward to experiencing that with everyone. Thank you.
There you go. So that's Elon, captain of DOGE, met with Congress today. He is optimistic about the future. It's possible, instead of going into a depression, that we could innovate. It's possible. It's possible that our economy is actually being held back by regulations and just the government being too intrusive. It's possible. It's possible that we could have explosive growth. Again, we have to buy Bitcoin too, but that's something that could happen with AI and robots and Tesla and everything. US could dominate. So Bezos is also optimistic about Trump. Bezos, who owns the Washington Post, rich guy, also optimistic about Trump, believe it or not. So here is the clip of Bezos talking about him.
If we're talking about Trump, I think it's very interesting. I'm actually very optimistic this time around that we're going to see. I'm very hopeful about this. He seems to have a lot of energy around reducing regulation. And my point of view, if I can help him do that, I'm going to help him, because we do have too much regulation in this country. This country is so set up to grow. By the way, all of our problems, all of our economic problems, like if you look at the deficit and the debt, the national debt, and how gigantic it is as a portion of GDP, these are real problems and they're real long-term problems. And the way you get out of them is by outgrowing them. You're going to solve the problem of the national debt by making it a smaller percentage of GDP, not by shrinking the national debt, but by growing the GDP. You have to grow the denominator. And that means you have to grow GDP at 3, 4, 5% a year, and let the national debt grow slower than that. If you can do that, this is a very manageable problem. So we need a growth orientation in this country. This is the most important thing, a growth mindset. And we are the luckiest country in the world. We have all these natural resources, including energy independence. We have the best risk capital system in the world by far. So, people get confused about why does the United States have so much venture success, so much entrepreneurial success? Why are the big tech companies here and not somewhere else? What's really going on with all this dynamism in this country compared to what we see around elsewhere in the world? And there are a bunch of reasons for that, but the biggest one, 8 of 10 points there, is that we have better risk capital. So it's not the banking system. We have a good banking system, but so does Europe. Right. What's different here is that you can raise, $50 million of seed capital to do something that only has a 10% chance of working. That's crazy. But the people who are giving you that seed capital know that their expected value is still positive in many cases, or they're at least gambling that that's true. That risk capital system that we have in this country is turning out to be very hard for other countries to duplicate. So we have that. We have, we speak English, and English is turning into the lingua franca of the whole world. It's there's so many advantages here, but we are burdened by excessive permitting and regulation. You can't build a bridge and all these things. You know what they are. We see these examples all the time. We need to be able to build solar fields and everything else.
So you're optimistic.
I'm super optimistic
about this president. And the reason I ask is because
I'm very optimistic that President Trump is serious about this regulatory agenda, and I think he has a good chance of succeeding.
There you go. That's Jeff Bezos saying he's got a good chance of succeeding. That's good. I haven't seen, nobody has participated yet in the Super Chat Challenge. You still can. And you could also go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil if you want to donate there, and I'll count it. You can buy me coffee. And you can buy t-shirts. We have those all for sale at truthclothing.io on sale. Clearance sale. $5 t-shirts, some of them. And they're really nice. Like this one. I think this one's $10, maybe 12. It's totally worth it. So check it out. Truthclothing.io. And you can drop super chats anytime if you want to. All right. So that's optimism. I have more optimism. Okay. So I wonder, maybe America will be awesome again. It's possible.
Well, let me paint a picture for you, Sean, of those first 100 days. Rapid, total, complete deregulation of American energy exploration. You're going to see an American energy boom starting right away. You're going to see all the regulations that are strangling job growth in this country and driving up prices, driving up housing costs, go away. You're going to see the border sealed shut. The criminal aliens are going to be shipped home, and foreign countries around the world are going to accept the gang members and the cartel members that are poisoning our families and murdering American children. You are going to see peace begin to restore to the world as the president works to bring back harmony in the Middle East, harmony in Europe. You're going to see him work with Congress to pass another round of historic tax relief. And you're going to see a government that is accountable to the people again. The swamp will be drained on day one. Incompetent and disloyal people that are hurting this nation are going to be replaced with those who care only for the American people, the American worker, and the American future. That's what's going to happen. It will be a new golden age, Sean.
New golden age. It goes with Trump's golden hair. So it could be a new golden age or orange. I was thinking orange was the theme. Orange, like Bitcoin. And Trump, Orange Man. Those things go together. So he said he's going to end the war in Ukraine. So since that guy mentioned he's going to end wars, here is, Tucker sat down with Sergei Lavrov. It's on X, the whole thing. It's like an hour and a half. Haven't watched it yet. But I have a clip. How to solve the Ukraine crisis. So this is what Sergei Lavrov told Tucker.
This time, President Trump was elected on the explicit promise to bring an end to the war in Ukraine. So, he said that in appearance after appearance. So given that, there is hope for a resolution, it sounds like. What are the terms to which you'd agree?
Well, the terms, I basically alluded to them when President Putin spoke in this ministry on the 14th of June. He once again reiterated that we were ready to negotiate on the basis of the principles which were agreed in Istanbul and rejected by Boris Johnson, according to the statement of the head of the Ukrainian delegation. The key principle is no non-bloc status of Ukraine, and we would be ready to be part of the group of countries who would provide collective security guarantees to
no
Ukraine.
NATO.
No NATO, absolutely. No military bases. No military exercises on the Ukrainian soil with participation of foreign troops. And this is something which he reiterated. But of course, he said, it was April 2022. Now some time has passed, and the realities on the ground would have to be taken into account and accepted. The realities on the ground are not only the line of contact, but also the changes in the Russian constitution after referendum was held in Donetsk, Lugansk republics and Kherson and Zaporozhye regions.
Yes.
And they are now part of the Russian Federation according to the constitution, and this is a reality. And of course, we cannot tolerate a deal which would keep the legislation which I quoted, prohibiting Russian language, Russian media, Russian culture, Ukrainian Orthodox Church, because it is a violation of the obligations of Ukraine under the UN Charter, and somebody must be done about it. And the fact that the West, since this Russophobic legislative offensive started in 2017, since the West was totally silent, and it is silent until now, of course, we would have to pay attention to this in a very special way.
There you go. So whatever he said, if he said they have to accept the realities on the ground, which is that Russia controls certain areas, basically. So, and then also they're not allowed. There's something the U.S. government did is they made Ukraine not broadcast in Russian, and Russian media can't broadcast there. I think he was saying that has to change too. I think that's what he was saying. So, yeah, they're not allowed to show anything in Russian in Ukraine, even though there are a lot of people in Ukraine who speak Russian and probably enjoy Russian propaganda. Look at this late in the action. Sober in the Valley says, great stream. Are you California sober or real sober? California sober means you smoke weed. I think that's what California sober is. It means you smoke a lot of weed. That's it. Maybe. Good job, Sober in the Valley. Thanks for the $5 super chat and Job for 9. So we're 40% of the way there. We just need 3 more. Job for 9 says $5 super chat. Let's get to the goal. Bitcoin and Doge to the moon. Thanks, Job for 9. Thanks for being a contributor. They are going to the moon. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Buy Bitcoin now. Give me some when it's 1 million. That's all I ask. I have to stay around for a few years, maybe, but it might hit 1 million next year. We'll see. That's my possible prediction. All right. Bernie Sanders also wants to work with Doge. Bernie Sanders put out it looks like some kind of Bernie video where he's talking about working with Doge to reduce the size of the military spending. So this is the thing he put out. So this is from his campaign, I guess.
I agree with Bernie Sanders.
We don't need huge amounts of money going to provide subsidies to defense contractors.
The Intelligence Department lost $4 billion. They couldn't even find it.
Now, yesterday, Senator Sanders posted this on X. Elon Musk is right.
The priorities of the national government are totally absurd. More and more money for military spending, less for human needs.
Senator Bernie Sanders turned ahead Sunday with his support for President Donald Trump's DOGE, providing it takes aim at the Pentagon's cushy budget.
We can make significant reductions in military spending. Some of that money should be reinvested in America to create new jobs.
The Pentagon, with a budget of $886 billion, just failed its 7th audit in a row. It's lost track of billions.
So I think that the Defense Department and the intelligence agencies have got to shape up and become a lot meaner and leaner than was the case is the case right now.
Last year, only 13 senators voted against the military-industrial complex and a defense budget full of waste and fraud. That must change.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Building the housing that we need for our homeless and for all of our people. Doing all of those things creates more jobs than military spending.
It's a big deal because the Pentagon does waste a ton of money. And one of the main ways it gets away with it is by successfully smearing people who dare to talk about this as somehow not caring about national security, or worse, not caring about the troops.
No, I will strongly oppose an increase in military funding and demand that we change priorities within the military to take care of our men and women, but not necessarily to be subsidizing defense contractors who are hot to trot for all these new weapon systems.
If there is a groundswell of Republican voters who are like, what the hell? You guys said you were going to cut the defense budget, and instead you've done like deregulation instead. It's actually harmed us, poisoned our air and water. That could be huge, and that could persuade Trump to pressure DOGE to propose or push for cuts to the defense budget.
It is insane to be talking about spending billions more on the military. We should be cutting military spending.
There you go. That's Bernie Sanders' ad where he mentions Doge many times and has that bouncing soundtrack behind it. We definitely could cut military spending. We probably could cut a lot of stuff just by using AI to do stuff. Those government employees that work from home, they can definitely be replaced by robots, I'm guessing. It would probably do better work. We're really close. And then self-driving cars. The future is crazy. And it's close. It's here, kind of. Oh, and maybe the aliens will make contact. We have that to think about, too. That could be coming really soon. So I'll show you more alien videos. All right, there's a report that came out. I'll have Rogan tell you about it. There's a report that came out about COVID-19. Here's what it said.
The House released a 500-page report on COVID-19 pandemic. Key findings: COVID-19 likely originated from a lab-related incident in Wuhan, China. Crazy. You get banned from YouTube for saying that. Banned. Okay, over $200 billion in relief funds lost to fraud, with criminals exploiting weak oversight. Prolonged lockdowns and arbitrary mandates cause severe harm, economic devastation, mental health crises, and historic learning loss, while lacking robust scientific support. Policies ignored natural immunity, pushing mandates that eroded trust and harmed public perception of science. Absolutely. WHO and CDC compromised by political interference, offering inconsistent, unscientific guidance that fueled public distrust. And the key players included federal agencies, and Cuomo's administration actively obstructed oversight efforts and hid critical evidence.
Christ.
Select subcommittee on coronavirus pandemic basically said all the conspiracy theorists were correct. Every single one of them. No repercussions, no retractions, no apology from Rachel Maddow. None of it.
There you go. So that's the report. We were all right. And I lost my channel because of it too. Because the government probably. Yeah, almost definitely because of the government. Just because I talked about vaccines, like true stories about them. Mike Benz was just on Rogan. He is saying that NATO's getting ready to take over the internet. So I'll show you that clip from his own show. Here you go.
NATO.
You guys want to see the receipts on this?
Its tanks to tweets doctrine, saying that the new role of NATO is no.
You guys want to see the receipts on that? It's pretty funny.
NATO headquarters, Brussels.
Yes, hello. I am here to announce NATO is going to take over Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Reddit. Any questions?
NATO must remain prepared for both conventional and hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tanks to tweets.
Let me roll that tape back. Look how he looks directly in the camera for the first time in the speech, right when he hits that operatic high note.
And hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
NATO must control your tweets. I got to play this one more time.
Both conventional and hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets.
You motherfucker!
Thank you very much. This concludes this
How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you just sit there as a fucking military official and say that? Yeah, I wanted to put that on a Jumbotron. Yeah, I wanted to put that on Rogan. Fuck, why didn't I put that on? Well, I should have stopped and said, pull the clip. The world needs to see this. This is the head of NATO, the general secretary of NATO, sticking his wang in your face and saying, we are the media now. Not NBC, not CNN, not the New York Times. Fucking NATO.
We have the full range of tools to address these challenges. NATO must remain prepared for both conventional and hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets.
You guys got it.
Go fuck yourself.
There you go. You got it. That guy knows a lot about how they control social media and speech. All right. There was a crazy fight in Congress today. Do you guys want to see that? It was really weird. This guy getting triggered over 9/11. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. Then I'll show you an alien clip.
So I got another question for you.
There you go. You ready?
You recognize this photo?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Is that the remembrance of September 11th?
It was.
Was it in New York?
It was at Ground Zero.
Okay. Who's usually at an event like this closest to the President of the United States, security-wise?
The SAC of the detail.
Special agent in charge of the detail. Were you the special agent in charge of the detail that day?
Actually, let me address this. Could you please, staff, leave that? Oh, no, leave that one up with the circle around me. Thank you. So actually, Congressman, what you're not seeing is the SAC of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero. I was there going through the ashes of the World Trade Center. I was there at Fresh Kills.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you,
Congressman.
were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect for a Secret Service member that died on 9/11.
Oh, that you're trying to be.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Oh, that not. I'm invoking this.
You are, sir.
Gentlemen,
and you are out of line.
I would like to ask him a question, please.
You are out of line, Congressman.
Don't try to bully me. I am an elected member of Congress, and I'm asking you a serious question, and you are playing
politics. I am a public servant who has served this nation, and
you won't answer the question.
On our country's darkest day.
Committee will come to order.
Committee will come to order.
I'm asking you serious questions for the American people, and they're very simple. They're not trick questions. Were you the special agent in charge that day?
No, I wasn't. I was there representing the United States Secret Service, sir.
Mr. Fallon, your time's
did not affect protective operations.
You know why you were there? Because you wanted to be visible, because you are auditioning for this job.
I was there to pay respect for a fallen member of this agency.
You endangered
President out of line, Congressman.
Vice President Harris's life because you put those agents out of position.
Mr.
Did you have a radio with you?
Mr. Fallon, your time has expired.
I did, sir, and you are out of line.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Please.
All right. And we are back in order now. We are back in order now.
Thank you.
Mr. Moskowitz, you are now recognized for 5 minutes.
That was crazy. Guy was like, it's 9/11. People died. I don't know. It was pretty crazy. They got into yelling at each other. All right. Finally. So, yeah, that happened today in our houses of Congress. Here is alien. So I contend that we may be close to first contact with aliens, or like where they'll actually, communicate with us. It's possible. Don't know why I think that. It's possible the aliens are getting ready to talk to us, that we've advanced far enough.
Let's see if they'll communicate, okay?
Maybe they're waiting for Bitcoin to hit 100K. Let's
They'll
watch
talk.
this. This is interesting.
If they'll come down. will you ask them, say, if you can hear us, will you blink in and out?
If you can hear us, just blink in and out, please.
Watch this. Doesn't happen right away.
Can I say it loud?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
Say to the aliens in the sky, we love you. We welcome you.
We love you. We welcome
It
you.
blinked. It blinked. Did you see that?
Yeah.
See it blinking?
It's blinking in and out. Oh my God, it's blinking in and out for you, Kai.
Ow.
Do you see that?
Yeah. I hope you can try to a garden, but not trappers or something. I love you. And my mom prays for you. Also, I don't want you to go bye-bye. I want you to stay in the area you are. Just stay there. And go to your planet. When it's right time. And you also can let aliens come, and I can talk to them. And my mom can too.
I don't know if you should be welcoming the aliens. What if they come and kill us?
Make sure to give them back. And I love you. Stay there so I can help you more after that. I really love you so much because my mom missed you.
Maybe the mom is too into aliens.
And I missed you too. I was thinking of a time when I was playing with one of your plushies. I'll give one to you, but a green one. You can play with that one, and I can play with my cat one.
Okay, hold on, baby.
Which I can...
Hold on.
See, there's another one flashing.
Where's this one going?
All right, good enough. You guys saw it. The aliens are coming. They're almost here. They might kill us. They might congratulate us for electing Trump and buying Bitcoin. We're not sure. But they're almost here. So I hope you're prepared. All right, thanks. We almost got to this super chat goal. Thanks, Sober in the Valley, for $10. That's a lot of dollars. Thank you very much, Sober in the Valley. I appreciate you. All right, everybody, we did an hour. I'll show you more alien stuff probably tomorrow. So if you're ready for it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for buying t-shirts. We saw the best t-shirts on the internet. The highest quality at the lowest prices. Truthclothing.io. Make sure you get some before they're all gone. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 97.2. So we're going to be okay, though. It's just to where it was yesterday. All right, guys. We'll see you at the next one, all right? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, fam. We'll see you at the next one. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. The Lift the Veil Show. That's what it is.